On display at this small art gallery in Haifa is a rare glimpse of what it means to come of age in Israel. An exhibition of photographs and video taken by soldiers serving in the occupied territories. They say their experiences have left them angry and traumatised.
There's a total chasm between here and there. Here there is life, and there's no life. We want Israeli society to wake up and know what's happening there. We're saying it for the public's awareness, so that no one can say, we didn't know.
21-year-old Yehuda Shaul is the main organiser of this exhibition and an unlikely dissident. A religious Jew, he served as a commander in the West Bank town of Hebron.
We'd get off bus number 160 to a new reality. Once we put on our uniforms, we were monsters again.
Yehuda has done what nearly every young Israeli is expected to do after leaving school: become a soldier. He knows that by exposing what soldiers do and feel, the exhibition breaks one of Israel's greatest taboos.
We call it breaking the silence for a reason. Here's a story. Two religious soldiers, my age, came to the Tel Aviv exhibition and looked around. Suddenly they said, "Yehuda, you're a liar." One guy was prepared to swear that they were doing nothing wrong, they were doing nothing immoral or illegal. So I asked him, "Don't you run over cars with your tanks when in action?" "Oh yes," he said, "we do that as a deterrent." "Do you fire through windows?" "Yes, but as a deterrent." "And do you shoot houses?" "We do that too, every day, as a deterrent. We must show we're strong."
The moral blindness Yehuda saw in himself and his comrades in the army is what made him speak out in the first place.
I think most of the people here, they cannot face the reality. They cannot see their face in the mirror and say, we are like this. So they say we are not. It's like alcoholics who say, I'm not an alcoholic.
Some of the pictures I took were only as souvenirs. But some of them were taken because I knew that I'm seeing something that I can't deal with.
Yonathon Boumfeld recently finished an 11-month stint in Hebron. He never thought his snapshots would end up in an exhibition.
This picture is a bit difficult to understand at first. There's 6 Palestinian kids standing next to a soldier. And the kids are actually playing soldiers, like cowboys and Indians. So they're playing Palestinian citizens and Israeli soldiers. And the Israeli soldier just stands here with his hands in his pockets and it looks like he feels nothing. And this is one of the problems in Hebron.
All the photos here were taken in Hebron, where around 500 right-wing Jewish settlers live in the midst of 120,000 Palestinians. It's one of the most demanding places for a soldier to be posted. Young Israelis, some still teenagers, are on the front line of the conflict, having to defend a cause many don't agree with. Now some are saying enough.
This is the first time that soldiers who just got off the army are speaking for themselves, telling their point of view of this story, of this war. This is what's unique about it, and this is what so hurts the ones who, in the Israeli society, who doesn't want to accept us. They're saying that they are just weeds in the society.
When patriotic Israelis like Yehuda and Yonathon question the occupation, it touches a raw nerve.
Tell me, do you want my son to be a war criminal?
No, he isn't. A soldier's not a war criminal. He defends himself.
If he shoots at solar heaters?
They don't understand any other language. You're looking for a second Holocaust. You want to turn the other cheek.
The exhibition has been controversial, and this woman, like many others, is offended by its political agenda.
I don't like it when they say, "Why are you shouting?" Listen to what I'm saying, not my shouting. I'm a citizen who loves my country.
So am I.
And it's a pity you're strengthening terrorists and suicide bombers. That's what you're doing.
Arabs to the gas chamber. She hasn't any opinion about that. She hasn't. Say it. Say it. Yes, say it. What?
I'm against you. So don't you dare tell me that I'm...
There is a good reason to exhibit these photographs. A very good reason.
Because this exhibition is not talking about the Palestinians, it's talking about the Israeli soldiers and what happens to them and how they're coming home after they're serving in Hebron. And they're like, they have a scratch in their brain. They're fucked up. These are the parents of tomorrow and the teachers, and this is the citizen of the society.
The most contentious part of the exhibition are these video testimonies in which dozens of soldiers talk about their time in Hebron. In order to convince them to speak, they were promised their faces would be disguised and their voices distorted.
There is a place in the world where a Jew can go, where a Jew can take out all his rage on Arab people.
These soldiers could go to prison for speaking to the public about the army while still serving.
You know people do what you tell them, because you're carrying a weapon, and if you're unarmed and on your own, they would attack you and stab you to death. So you start enjoying it. I mean, you really do.
Some of the testimonies include descriptions of war crimes, such as the story of a civilian used as a human shield to move a suspected bomb.
We discovered a metallic object or something like that. We took some Arab guy with us. Our commander stopped him and told him go down. When this man approached the place to move the object, he was really, really scared. After it was all over, when we brought him back and after we let him go, only then did I fully realise what we'd just done. The army confiscated the video 3 weeks after the exhibition opened. The Israeli Defence Force spokesperson, Sharon Feingold, says the army was investigating possible human rights violations.
The fact is that when we encounter and when we hear about misconduct of soldiers, we investigate. That's exactly what was done. When these soldiers came out and told their stories, we felt that it was our moral obligation to check these things that they were saying and to investigate, and that's exactly what was done. And this is the message we are sending to our soldiers. Speak up. When you see something wrong, speak up. Tell your commanders, and you should not be ashamed to voice your opinion. But keeping it bottled up for 2 years or for 3 years while you're serving and then coming out is not going to help these Palestinians who were abused at the checkpoints.
According to the organisers, the army demanded the names of the anonymous soldiers, but they refused.
They confiscated a couple of videotapes and brought us in for an interrogation, each of us, for 6 hours interrogation. And I felt all the time that what they're really trying to do is to scare us. I mean, imagine what can happen if every soldier that gets out of the army will do another exhibition about Gaza, or about Nablus, or about Bethlehem. I mean, it will be nuts. So they have to stop this wave at the beginning.
But these soldiers can't be scared off. They're continuing to collect testimonies from all over the West Bank and Gaza to prove that soldiers everywhere are being traumatised. Avihai Sharon, another of the exhibition organisers, says they have the well-being of the army at heart.
Because of where we were and what we did, we would very much like to embrace the army, embrace the military, and tell them, here we are, we're not against you, we are part of you. We're not trying to ruin the army, we're trying to build the army back to what it's supposed to be.